In the comments, someone asked me, Andrea, do you have something serious on the DAX? The answer, of course, is yes. And today I'm going to show you an expert on the DAX. This expert is called Apertura GER40, and in 5 years it went from 10,000 euros to 120,000 euros. As usual, the numbers speak for themselves. There's no need for much explanation here. Welcome everyone, I'm Andrea, your automated trader. And if you like what I do, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. What you're seeing isn't Photoshop, it's not a demo, it's not a dream, it's a real expert that's also running on my account, the live one which I show you from time to time. Let's go take a look at this expert that's running on the account. Here we are on my VPS where all my experts are running, and before anyone comes along saying it's all fake, it's not true, you don't use it, I'll show you. Here it is. Here's the expert. This is the one. GER40 opening, specifically on the DAX in H1. Here, I'm not showing you demo tests or unrealistic things, but in this series, I always show you my account. An expert, one of those I'm using to trade on my live account. So let's briefly see how this expert works on the DAX. Obviously, I can't explain all the technical details behind the strategy, but I'll give you a general idea of what this expert does. The expert works on the H1 time frame. It mainly operates at the opening of the German market, so in the morning. What does it do? It identifies two important levels based on market trends, one for long and one for short. At the market open, it places two pending orders at these levels. At a certain point, if the market reaches the pending orders, a position is opened. The position is then managed with a trailing stop, and it operates on both the long and short sides. Obviously, it doesn't do this every day, both long and short. There are operational filters that I have implemented which greatly improve the expert's performance and help filter the trades. So we select those that are statistically better. This is not a system that has to trade every day. It's a system that should trade when the time is right. So now let's run a backtest and see how the expert has performed. From 2020 up to today, we run it on every tick based on real ticks. To be more precise, so as not to have ambiguities related to the models. This is the most accurate model that MetaTrader provides you. We use the broker's data, of course, and let's see what happens. So the back test is finished. Let's take a look at what we've obtained from this test. First of all, the first thing we see is that we started with an initial capital of about 10,000 euros, and by the end, as of today, we have about 120,000. As you can see here, 120,000 is something. Let's take a look at the backtest data in detail. If we look at this data, we see that we have a fairly solid profit factor and a relatively low drawdown at 23%. Our trading activity is significant because in total we've made 1,100 trades, so that's a substantial sample of trades we've executed over these years. As you can see, it works a lot because by trading almost every day at market open, we make a lot of trades. Let's say that this expert does make a lot of trades, but it only operates in the market when the timing is right. It doesn't enter just for the sake of entering, but only when the conditions are there and statistically favorable. And this, over the long term, is definitely something that pays off. Because as you can see from the equity curve, we have an equity that started. It went up slightly, then had a sideways period, then went up again, then another fairly long sideways period, slightly positive. And then there's a period, let's say from 2014 to 2024 and beyond, where it rose quite steadily. It's not a picture-perfect equity curve like the ones others might show you. This is the equity of a real expert, so of course there are times when it's sideways, times when it grows, and times when it's clearly in drawdown. And that's part of automated trading. Anyone who shows you an equity curve that always grows linearly without any drawdown, 99% of the time, they're just fooling you. They're showing you something they've specifically built just to impress. This expert plays an important role in my portfolio because it's the only one that works for me on the DAX at the opening of the European markets. And that's obviously a time when there's a lot of volatility. And so I try to take advantage of this volatility in my favor to make some profits. Obviously, this expert doesn't have to do everything on its own. It's an expert that works together with the entire portfolio, and the overall system of the whole portfolio is what ultimately delivers the final result. This was one of my money-making machines, in fact. GER40 opening, which works on the DAX. And as you can see from the data I showed you, it's a real expert, no magic, and it works quite well. In the next episode of this series, I'll bring you another expert, one of those that run on my automated portfolio. Write in the comments which market you'd like to see the next expert on. Whether you want it on crypto, gold, forex, or indices, let me know because I read all the comments and I'll do my best to meet your requests. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date, and not miss the next videos I'll be posting in the coming weeks.